So here is the backer board that we decided to go with for the tiling project in the shower. The product is GoBoard by John's Manville, and I really like what I've seen about it. I'm looking forward to see if the installation process goes as smoothly as everything I've learned about it. I will normally do a thorough search on good materials for ease of use and factor in cost to decide on which products to use. GoBoard is a lightweight, rigid foam board with a waterproof membrane surface. It's more expensive than concrete backer board, but this is one of those instances for me where the convenience is well worth the additional cost. As you'll see in this video, the handling, cutting, and all-around cleaner installation make GoBoard look like a really good choice. It's similar to Curdy board as far as being a lightweight, rigid foam backer board that is waterproof. As you can see here, this GoBoard is 1/2 inch thick and is covered on both sides with a waterproof membrane. You can also get GoBoard in 1/4 inch thickness for use in flooring. But the difference in sealing the joints and fasteners is what made me decide to use GoBoard over Curdy. The Curdy process requires installing a membrane over the joints and fasteners, whereas the GoBoard process requires only using their polyether hybrid sealant applied with a putty knife for waterproofing the joints and fasteners. Here are the 1 inch fasteners that I decided on using, which are also a John's Manville product. You could use other backer board fasteners, but what I like about these is the wider head on them as compared to other fasteners. This not only gives you better holding power, but reduces the chances of popping through the waterproofing membrane when installing them. That may not be a big deal since the fasteners are covered with sealant in the end, but I figured it's just one more layer of protection. So a couple things I really like about GoBoard. It's super lightweight. It's probably 80% lighter than cement fiberboard. And I think they weigh, a 3x5 sheet weighs about 7.5 pounds. So it's really easy to handle. And then the cutting, from what I've seen, is real easy. I'll give it a try and see if it works out as easy as I've seen on videos. All you have to do, score it on one side, snap it down, and then without having to score on the bottom side, just pop it back up and it breaks right off. So let's see how that works. I really like that. Now, as far as sealing the joints in between the GoBoard panels, I've seen it done a couple different ways. One way, they apply the sealant to the edge of the first panel and then put the second panel up against it and have it squeeze out. Another way they show doing it is put some spacers in. I found some washers, 1/8 inch, and go ahead and secure the panels with the spacers. Make sure you get your 1/8 inch gap, and then go ahead and put your adhesive on, squeeze it over the joint, and putty knife it along the joint to make sure it gets into the joint properly. And the reason I decided to do it that way is I wanted to make sure that everything fit just right before I put the adhesive on there and find out later that it's not fitting right. So it's always a good idea to mark the location of your studs on the face of your backer board as you're putting it up, so you can keep your fasteners centered as you're putting them in. The maximum spacing for your fasteners should be no more than 8 inches, and GoBoard marks every 8-inch square on the face of the backer board for reference. One thing I want to point out to you before I put the sealant around the edges of the GoBoard, I don't know how well you can see it, but the edge of the shower base, and as far as that goes, the edge of the drywall are uneven by about 1/8 of an inch. And as you can see, that could be a problem. As you can see in this upper right hand corner, there's 1/8 of an inch gap as opposed to the shower base and the drywall. So I plan to overcome that by the thickness of the thin set bed that I put down. And that all depends on what size notches you use in your trowel. This is an old trowel that we used to put down this tile 20 years ago. It's 1/4 inch by 3/8. And I plan on using a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, which is recommended for larger 24 by 24 inch tiles anyway. And rule of thumb is if it's 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, it puts down a bed that will flatten out to 1/4 inch. So if I get a 1/4 inch thickness on the wall, I'm going to use a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch trowel on the side of the base and the wall, which will end up with a 1/8 of an inch thickness of the silicone. So that should even everything out. So overall, I'm really happy with the ease and cleanliness of the GoBoard installation. Here you see me sealing the joints and fasteners with GoBoard Sealant. The sealant needs to overlap each side of the joint by at least 1 inch. That's why I ran an extra bead of sealant above and below the joint. I'll finish the corners the same way, except I'll be doing that with a corner trowel. That's pretty much it for the backer board installation in the shower. Looks like the tile order is going to be delayed, so while we're waiting on that to get the shower completed, we'll probably start demo on the old drop-in tub and start work on the plumbing for the freestanding soaking tub. So thanks for watching another video in this series on our bathroom remodel playlist here at DIY Boomers. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you would, and we'll see you next time.